light this thing up for me. Okay, how is everybody doing? Wow, 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 wow. Okay, are you ready to hear 3.5 poems? Okay, it's actually 4, but one's a baby poem. Let's see. My name's Beth May. I'm so lucky tonight, not only because I get to perform at one of my absolute favorite places in the entire universe, but I am also lucky in that I don't have to really introduce myself because I have a poem that does it for me. Kind of. It is called My Resume for the Benefit of Future Lovers, and here it goes. Employment history. At my old job, my shift manager asked me about my 5-year plan. I do not have a 5-minute plan. I have 5-minute smoke breaks that I've wasted by not taking up smoking. My dad once walked in on me smoking a cigarette and made me smoke the whole pack. So now, every time I have sex, I fuck a guy like my dad will walk in and make me fuck 25 more. Skills. I am a humorist. I am a downer. Sometimes at night my thoughts are like skittish dogs that cross my path, and I know that if I try to call them back, they will not come. I like to write thank you notes and lie. I am both tired and adventurous. I am loud and so scared. I am cold to the touch, but if you hold me too long, please don't. Please don't. I get lonely at night, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And when you hire me, I won't mean to make you jealous. I just like to brag about places I may have never been, things I may never do. Let me do them with you. Education. I applied to Harvard with a letter of recommendation I wrote myself. I wrote a suicide letter on my 23rd birthday. I wrote a letter to explain to the boy that I no longer loved that I had run out of metaphors for the texture of his hair. I wrote a letter that said, please do not consider yourself broken. You're just a mirror with a crack that I see every time I look at my reflection. Please do not consider me gone. Please do not consider me gone, please. References. Reese McNally says that I am a shining example of a hard worker. My mom said I was the smartest person in the whole world. Mom said she never lied. Mrs. Seitz, my 3rd grade teacher, said that I showed proficiency in math. Mom said she was just being polite, but Mom sometimes lies. I hope that doesn't damage Mom's credibility as a reference. Don't trust anything that bitch Cheryl says. Reese McNally thinks that I would make an excellent addition to any team. Cheryl says I'm making up the positive testimony of Reese McNally. I think Cheryl should shut the fuck up. Phone number. Please note, I've left a phone number at the bottom of the page so that you may reach me for an interview. I hope you can reach me. I have no area code. I'm just defending this area below my collarbone. I am building up my contacts like making any human connection is a contact sport. Please contact me. Please follow up. Please check to make sure my ribs rise and fall with my breaths sinking into old fault lines like enemies that fall back in this familiar bedroom every time. Please hire me so I can claim experience and wealth. Please fire me so I can claim experience and wisdom. Please look at this resume so I can know I'm alive. I'm alive, I'm alive. I was the last one to know, but the first one to apply. I'm alive. Please consider me. I'm gonna take the mic off like a stand-up comedian. I hate my wife. Okay. I have a spoken word album coming out on Friday. And it's called Sunday Scaries. That last poem wasn't on there. This next poem will be. And that's great. This is actually the first time I've done this poem memorized, so I hope I don't fuck it up. It's called Electric. It's about bipolar disorder, which I have. That would be wild if I did a poem about it and I didn't have it. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I got a twin-size mattress, just big enough for me and the Lord, but sometimes we fit one more, and I only got fitted sheets and pillowcases. Don't need more sheets, more excuses to shake this fabric loose, wrap this neck in a cute microfiber noose. Don't worry, I lose thoughts like that when I'm under the quilt with someone new. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I said I got a twin-size mattress, never used. I got ideas, got plans for things I'll never do. I got so much fucking energy, no insight, no view. Stop me. I used to pray. I used to be caffeine-free. I used to be a good student with straight A's, a rolling backpack. Sometimes I forget too much to remember what I want back. Recently, I forget too much. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I used to be electricity. I knocked on strangers' doors like a good time ending policeman the first time I felt it. Electric, bottle of Fireball in my fist, lazy thirst gulped, never sipped, then it was half gone and I was full gone, the voice of fucking God fucking egging me on. I had no choice. Don't you see I had no choice but to turn into electricity? I used to be crazy. I used to stay out all night because I worried that twin-size mattress might look too appealing, like I'd waste the high sleeping, like I'd have a good time dreaming, like my sanity wasn't worth keeping. I used to fall in love, my love like a hairbrush through bedhead, the way it pulled out strays, touching each piece so painfully, individually. I used to fall in love. I used to swallow men down. I used to burn bridges faster than I could build them up. I used to try and explain this electric tendency to rip tags off hair dryers and dip my future in water. I used to try and explain. I used to say, oh, I'm just a southpaw black sheep, this family's personal arsonist, and you will never understand. I will always have to explain. I used to be so insane. I used to be in denial. No, I wasn't. But whether it set me aflame or it set me aflame, I used to treat an illness like a game. I used to let the cycle of down-ups cradle me like a shaky pair of glass arms. I used to be so shocked at the drop. I used to get my brain shocked, and I don't know how to explain the way my brain sometimes feels like it is on fire, the way I am when I am my family's personal arsonist. I don't know how to explain that even when my head feels damp and cool underwater, I want to go back into the fire again. I will always want to be electric again, so stop me if you've heard this one before. Stop me if you've heard this one too many times. I've got a twin-size mattress, just big enough for me and the Lord, but sometimes we fit one more. And so often, there is room for many more. And so often, I'm only wishing you and me could fit again. I'm not that static anymore. I hold other people now, and it's too short, less electric now. The fuse is longer now. I remember the last 9 years no better than I remember my own creation. I think about salvation now. I think about salvation. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm so excited to be here. This is just like a dream come true, and I feel so much love in this room right now. I'm just so appreciative. I'm gonna read a quickie from my book that came out 2 years ago. I can't believe it. I'm so old. It came out 2 years ago, and guess what? I'm selling this book, so if you like this poem, you can buy it outside for $12 if that's something you want to do. And if you don't have to buy it. Nobody's gonna be like, you have to buy it. Nobody's gonna do that to you. So it's okay. Either way is okay. Okay. And I've got some shirts. I've got very limited shirts. I don't know why anybody would really want a shirt with a poetry album on it, but if you do, I'm the person to see about that. This poem is called Be Kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Be kind unless they are not. Be kind unless you are aware of the battle and you don't think it's a very big deal of a battle. Be kind unless their battle is at war with your own battle. Be kind unless others are watching. Be kind unless the ones watching are wanting a battle. Be kind unless you are butter side down, other side of town, bad guy now. Be kind if the good guys are kind. Be kind unless the good guys cannot abide your kindness to bad guys. Be kind unless you doubt their name, their photo, their past, their privileges. Be kind until you doubt them, until the kindness hemorrhages and you hate them. Be a kind of resentment that smiles back. Be the gentle attack. Meet back at the kindness again. Be kind of angry, kind kind of horny, my kind of man, your kind of Saturday night, the kind that takes time to kick in from the pill. And myth goes, mankind never flew so high. Myth goes, a broken heart's a bad kind of way to die. Be kind, be kind, be kind, for everyone you meet is everyone you meet. Is everyone you meet. Is everyone you meet. So that, yeah, I'm selling these bad boys. I'm selling shirts. I'm not selling this book, but if anybody on the stage actually behind me, I feel bad because you're not sitting in chairs, but if anybody wants this book, you can have it. Okay. All right, last poem, then I'll get you out. Last poem, and then I'll get out of your hair. But thank you so much. Again, my album is called Sunday Scaries, and it's out everywhere you get music on Friday. That's the 14th. I'm so excited to share it with you. I've been working really hard on it, and yeah, I'm so proud, and I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much. This last poem is called Woman. I went to my friend's bat mitzvah wearing a Playtex pad soaked with the first blood that didn't get cut or scraped out of me. But it still hurt. I can't remember her name. She's not a friend anymore, but she became a woman then. And I happened to become a woman on the very same day. How strange. There wasn't a pamphlet, a tutorial, a test prep text, or a coffee table book. I don't think there ever will be. I don't have a daughter. I don't want a daughter. Because if I do, I have to teach her the things that got taught to me. And someday she'd teach her daughter all that I taught her, and she'd never teach her enough. There would never be enough to teach her. Teach her how to be a woman. Teach her to send your smile straight to someone's eyeballs. Black pupils swallowing up your teeth like bits of meat on a plate. Your teeth should only bite the bits of meat on your plate. The mouths of women are good for nothing else. Teach her that a smile is infectious, but teach your daughter that her smile is an antidote, and the world will choke on closed lips if she does not give it up. Teach her that a smile signifies respect before she knows what respect is and who it belongs to and who she belongs to and where she belongs. Teach her these answers before she asks questions, and she'll never know what we never knew. I was lucky to have all of this taught to me, but I never learned anything that I didn't see. So that can't be my daughter. It never could be. I want to teach my daughter something new. Tell her the stuff I wasn't taught, not teach her. Just tell her. I'll tell her a woman should consider her duties and her place. Sink into your role, which is woman, which is you, which is weaker sex, subservient, second place, and then take those thoughts and shove them up the nearest dick hole. I'll tell her masculinity can be fragile because the privileged always fear the power they've lost to equality. I'll tell her, stop believing the lies you are told in inspirational, self-righteous Facebook statuses of friends. I'll tell her to breathe. I'll tell her, find the one you love. I'll tell her, lose the one you love. I'll tell her, love loses you sometimes. Maybe you are left hanging helplessly like the laces of shoes tied over power lines. I tell her there will be other shoes to swing over your primary wires, and it's okay if nobody is ever tall enough to fill them. I'll tell her I'm sorry. I'll sit her down and I'll say, look, I'm so sorry for all the time I spent thinking I was not strong enough. I'm so sorry about the darkness, how it followed me home some nights like creepy car headlights in a horror film. I'm sorry I wore my skin like a disposable Halloween costume. It's just so fucking itchy. I'll tell her to live. Live in your own skin. Stare at your veins from the outside in. Please live. Please find yourself. Play hide and go seek with yourself. Please remember yourself when you wander. We are all growing up in somebody else's hometown. I don't have a daughter, but just in case, I'll hold her face in my hands and I'll tell her this. I'll tell her so many things. I'll teach her nothing. I'll tell her to look in the mirror and learn what she sees. I'll tell her the woman in the mirror is the perfect woman to be. Thank you so much, DPL.
Give it to me. Hey.